evening, good evening. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, there's a whole list of them. Happy, happy, happy.
And welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. If this is your first time with us, thank you for coming with someone that insisted. And we're glad they did. We're going to have a lovely experience this evening. And what you may find is that the way we address things are a little bit different. We don't seek an outside God. We know that the divine dwells at the point of everyone, including each of us. So that's what we're celebrating tonight, is that awareness. And when we speak of the Christ consciousness, that is the one that was demonstrated by Yeshua, or known in Latin as Jesus of Nazareth. And through his modeling of that, we have this wonderful sense that the divine dwells at the point of us. It is the Christ light. And we're going to talk about that as we go through the evening. So thank you again for being here and enjoying this wonderful evening with us.
And tonight is all about the light. So we're going to start off with the Christ light that has already been lighted. It's always burning. And we're going to spread that light through the 7 attributes of God in people. And then we're going to send it out to the group and bring it on home. It's a wonderful process. We'll let you know during the ceremony all of the things that need to happen next, so you won't be left out, and make sure that you're taken care of. I'm really glad you're here. Really glad you're here. And now I think we get to sing.
Yeah, we're going to sing some more.
Yeah.
Am I coming down? Okay.
This is a reading from 1956 in the Science of Mind magazine on December 25th that Ernest Holmes wrote. As we commemorate the birth of Jesus the man, let us not forget that Christ, the divine revelation manifesting itself through Jesus, is also being born in our own consciousness. The whole activity of God, the living Spirit, the one and only cause, presence, and power in the universe, is devoted to the manifestation of itself in all creation. For all created things are the delight of the eternal, manifesting its beauty, its peace, and its joy, the realization of its wholeness, and the offering of its love. Let us then receive this gift into our own consciousness, realizing that God is begetting that Son in us now. It is the recognition of this divine event that speeds the progress of our own spiritual evolution and enables us to draw more deeply on the wellspring of spiritual love, from which, if we drink, we shall never thirst again.
These again are the words of Ernest Holmes, our founder. Christmas is for remembering. The love manifesting through our gifts to each other typifies the offering of life, the givingness of spirit to itself. The hands of the eternal are outstretched through our hands, and the heart of the infinite beats in the human breast. But we as the givers must give of ourselves, for the gift without the giver is bare. It is not then in lavish gifts that we find true giving, but in the sweet simplicity of remembrance, in the kindly thought, the tolerant mind, and the gentle act. Love alone can give love. Compassion alone can be compassionate, and only goodness can really do or be good. Great causes succeed when there is a giving of humanity. With the gift must come the one who gives it with interest, enthusiasm, and love. The gift must be a symbol of desire to impart oneself. Then shall it be its good. When heart speaks to heart, a divine conversation has taken place, a heavenly discourse. Each of us has something to give. Let each of us see that we give our best. If we are bringing our gifts to the altar of love, nothing less than the best will be acceptable. Nothing less than all is enough. May the real spirit of Christmas, the giving of life to itself, enter and abide with you now and through all time. Merry Christmas. So it's time for us to light the 7 candles that represent the 7 attributes of the divine. Yes, there are many other attributes. These are the 7 that we focus upon in our teaching. So let me tell you who's going to be coming up here, because they're just going to come up one at a time after I do a short reading. We're going to learn about peace from Ron LaPointe. We're going to learn about power from Tim Wagner. We're going to learn about beauty from Rhonda Ryder, about joy from Breezy Brazil, about love from Sylvia Carnes, about light from Kate Wagner, and about wisdom from David Mark Primo. But before we do, let me share a few more words. And it has come to pass that a decree of the heart is sent out forth, calling for the greatest truth of life to be revealed and proclaimed by all. We are no longer content with just hearing of a miracle from long ago. Instead of watching the Christmas event from afar like a spectator, tonight we make the birth of the Christ our personal experience. We embrace the Christmas story as our story by causing that which is human within us to give way to that which is divine. We begin by going to the sacred inner place, unto the realm of self-awareness, where we find the light of the Christ consciousness. It is now time to reveal the light and to release its brightness through us as the greatest expression of life. We celebrate this Christ consciousness as a living, active presence that we must share with the world. And as we fully acknowledge this presence, we allow our hearts to become like a manger, a place of joy and love, a place of miracles. We are filled with a sense of peace that shall have no beginning and no end. We proclaim the power of to live fully, honestly, and openly. We see our lives and all life as radiating divine beauty and expressing only the wisdom of infinite spirit. In recognition of this presence, we light these candles representing the 7 attributes of God that dwell within each of us: peace, power, beauty, joy, love, light, and wisdom. And as we do so, we claim our divine heritage by letting go of our smaller selves and declaring the consciousness of the Christ that dwells within us all. And so it is.
God is peace. And God is so much more. But for peace, it is as abundant as all the other qualities that God represents and that God is. That abundance of peace is always available to us. If we choose it and we are willing to exercise it and to be it, it will reflect us. We must be willing to not be distracted by weapons of mass distractions, not allowing fear or revenge or lack. For all these negative qualities create separation, and there is no separation. in God. So indeed, we are one. We are abundant peace. We simply choose it as our way to be in this world. We are peace.
So much better.
God is power. In the beginning, God was Word. In fact, God is the Word. And that Word is an infinite power, an infinite presence that is spoken and becomes the creative energy of which the invisible and the visible comes forth. Power is omnipresent. I invite you to consider in each of these attributes and the more, the power that is present in every one of them. A little pun, remember the face that launched 1,000 ships? The power. The power is present in everyone, in each person here. That power is perfect. It comes from within. It isn't the power that's outside, that power that's huge and monstrous. It's the power within. And he who has the faith has the greatest power. The power to heal, the power to be, and the power of the oneness. Power is energy. It is a reflective energy. And as it shines forth in each of you, it comes back to you multiplied in greatness. God and we are power.
God is beauty, and God creates beauty. Have you noticed? It's all around us, especially here in Asheville. The beautiful mountains, the gorgeous skies. And whenever I'm in the presence of something so beautiful and so magnificent, like, say, standing in front of a mountain view that's huge and expansive, I can't help feeling that God is communicating with me. And I got to wondering, what is it that God is trying to say to me? And I thought, it's very simple. It's, hello, how are you? I see you. Do you see me? I love you. And then I got to thinking, well, what about all the people in the world? What about the people in this room? We also create beauty, right? Every single one of us. We have amazing artists in here. We have amazing musicians. We have people who create delicious food. We have people who create labyrinths. And we also have people who teach and speak and make things happen and fix things. That is beauty also. We all create beauty. And then I got to thinking, I came to the logical conclusion that we are very similar to God. But not only are we very similar, we are one and the same. We are God, as we learn here at the center. And so we are God, and we are beauty. Thank you.
God is joy. Spirit is joy. Energy is joy. Joy is energy. And we are all connected. The verb form of joy is rejoice. And we all rejoice and show joy in many different ways, whether it's riding a bicycle, writing a song, taking pictures, baking a cake. It can be anything to anybody. But we have to remember joy is a choice. Like we choose happiness, you choose joy. And so, since we choose joy, we are joy. Thank you.
God is love. It has often been said that a flower cannot blossom without sunshine, and man cannot live without love. The reason for that is that love is what we are created out of. There is nothing but love. Love flows in and through and as us in everything we do, everything we say. But to look at from day to day, love is when I look at my grandson and he looks at me with those trusting eyes. That is the most beautiful love that I experience in life. Love is everyone sitting in this room, but more importantly, love are the people that can't be here tonight, those that may be sick, those that may no longer live here, that used to enjoy this beautiful place. Love is those across the miles who we will all share conversations with later today or tomorrow as we celebrate in our own unique individual ways. Love is the purpose for living. We are love.
God is light, the pure, white, radiant light of being. God is light, the essence of itself brightening the world. God is light, the perfect I am that enlightens all humanity. God is light, the agent that enables self-awareness in humans. God is light. I am light, the pure light of consciousness. God is light. I am a beacon of light, illuminating the world. God is light. I am light. We are light.
God is wisdom. A simple definition of wisdom is knowledge coupled with experience. As a divine attribute, its essence is absolute intelligence. Its substance is immutable action. It is the love and law of God in action. The infinite and absolute intelligence of God knows exactly what to do and how to do it. It tells every atom, molecule, and drop of bodily chemistry how to act, function, and organize into cells, tissues, and organs of a physical being that can think and act. God presents itself and its ideas to the world by means of the individual. But this knowledge cannot go out into the world without being translated into mental practice, into thought and action, into individual self-awareness and self-expression. Divine wisdom is the all-knowing intelligence of God coupled with the self-awareness and the self-expression of the individual. Therefore, in this candlelight celebration of the birth consciousness, let each one here be uplifted in consciousness, renewed in spirit, and know divine wisdom in a fresh and new way. We are wisdom.
So here we have the Christ light that always shines, moving into each one of us as these attributes of the divine: peace, power, beauty, joy, love, light, wisdom. That's inside of us. And then we're going to take that light and spread it even more. But before we do that, we want to give you an opportunity to give. So I'd like to invite our prosperity acceptors to come forward. Take out what you're going to give. We want to do this before everyone has fire in their hands. One more? Margot? Well, we know there's nothing lost in divine mind, including Margot, our last prosperity acceptor. Here she comes. Where's the basket? I know there's nothing lost in divine mind, including the basket. I know that it's here. I claim it. I call it forth. I accept it, and I give thanks for it, and so it is. So what I like to do is take my hand, put the gift on it, cover it with my other hand, and bring it to my heart. Because I know that God is the source of all supply, that the movement and flow of spirit in my life shows up as all substance and all supply. And in this moment, it shows up as financial gifts. And so as I give this gift tonight, I give the essence of the divine, the movement of spirit through me to this center. And I know that we all join together this night in our generosity, in our fullness, in our love, and in our joy to make this center for spiritual living Asheville all that it was ever meant to be. It is a place of peace, a beacon of light, a tower of strength, and a fountain of wisdom that touches the lives of all who call it home. And we'll repeat our investment affirmation together aloud. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is.
It's Christmas in the Bahamas. It's Christmas around the world. Boys and girls are sleeping dreaming of the joy of Christmas morning. Mom and Dad are creeping, making sure they won't be disappointed. Promises are made to awakening souls with the dawning day. Bells begin to ding dong, ding, it's Christmas in the Bahamas. It's Christmas around the world. While the earth is sleeping, waiting for the light of Christmas morning, angels all are singing la 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 of the life that's newly born within us. Promises are made to awakening souls with the dawning day. Bells begin to ding dong, ding, it's Christmas, Christmas time in the Bahamas, round the world. It's Christmas, Christmas time around the world, round the world. It's Christmas, Christmas time here in the Southland, round the world. It's Christmas, Christmas time around the world, round the world. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you to all of you for the generous way in which you support this center. We've had a very good year in 2018, and 2019 is shaping up to be even better. I am deeply grateful for the strength of consciousness of everyone who calls this center home. We all rise and prosper together. And so I know that everything in these baskets are blessed, because whenever we give of ourselves, God as us. I see it as golden light pouring forth from each of us, filling up this room from the floor to the ceiling and all between the walls. This air is rich and blessed with God as us. And as Spirit moves in our lives, things happen. So right here and right now, we are touched, we are blessed, and we are healed. Always here and always now, touching every one of us here tonight, everyone who's ever been here, and everyone yet to come. And so it is. And now we have some logistics.
Before you go there, just a moment. I just want to go back to this model that we're looking at today with the Christ light and these 7 attributes. What we're doing, this ceremony we're about to do, really is an opportunity to demonstrate how the light works. Because one of the things we'll see immediately is that this one light that doesn't seem particularly bigger than any other light is the light from which these 7 have come. It will also be the light that you will hold, the same light. It's absolutely the same. And as you hold that light, this candle is not diminished in any way. There is no quantity. We can't quantify God, because God is all there is. So when we are aware of the light, and as Jesus, the great teacher, said, you shouldn't put your light under a bushel basket. You shouldn't hide it. You shouldn't not show it to the world. You should put it on the highest shelf so everyone receives that light. And that's our work. So tonight, be in that state of knowing as we do this wonderful experience with fire. And now we talk about the logistics of this.
Everyone should have a candle.
I have one.
So look in your hand. Okay, Rodney's got candles coming. Laura's got a candle for you. Who doesn't have a candle? Raise your hand.
Good.
You're going to want to have a candle. All of the band has a candle?
They're
No?
candled.
Brennan needs a candle. John, do you have a candle? John needs a candle. All the vocalists, do you have candles? Yes. Alfonso and Judith has a candle. Okay, now I'm going to ask Tim to turn out the lights in the tree and the foyer in the front. And we are going to make this room as dark as possible. We're going to bring the candles, the room lights down. And we're going to bring the stage lights down. There's a process in the lighting of these candles. The light, leave the stage lights on just a little bit. The light never bows to the darkness. The darkness always bows to the light. And so if someone is holding their candle up to you to light your candle, you will tip your unlit candle to the light. And at that moment, the same moment that you are receiving the light, that person looks in your eyes and says, "The Christ in me honors the Christ in you." So they give you the light and they give you the affirmation of who you are. And then when you take your light, you turn around and you pass it to the next person so that they too can share in the light. And the thing that I love about this process is that we go from one light to the 7 attributes to all of our lights, and we will light this room back up. So I want to invite our light bearers to come.
Let's talk about how they're bringing it back. So once we have everyone with light in the room and we hold our light up for all to see, then we'll have a process of bringing that light back here. And the way that works is that those of you that are in the 2 front sections here will come into the center section and down. And then your light bearers here will take the candle from you and put it with the other candles so that you can hug Barbara and me. And when you're complete, please leave back on the side aisles here and go back to your seat. Those of you that are sitting on the side, I want to ask you, after this front section has completed or as they are moving forward, for you to join us, but come to the back of the room and down the center aisle. And then you can go back to your seat after you've come back up with your light.
But don't miss this moment. When you receive the light, let that statement, "The Christ in me honors the Christ in you," go right into you. And when you give it to the person next to you, look into their eyes and tell them that. The Christ in me honors the Christ in you. You and I are the same. We are honoring each other. It's a wonderful experience. Are you ready to play? Okay, we're going to take the stage lights down and we're going to switch the screens. The Christ in me honors the Christ in you. one small flame, moving through the qualities of God in us, sent out into the world as us, will enlighten our world. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Darkness doesn't stand a chance. Look around. Look at our light. Look at what we can do when we allow ourselves to be who we are, when we are not afraid, when we shine brightly. Look at us. We're going to have the band come first so that we can sing.
Not close to this. You got plenty of room.
My favorite
Put 'em so
picture.
close. There you go. Turn around.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I love you.
I love you. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. I love you. Merry Christmas, Alfonso.
Merry Christmas, David. I love you. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Rodney. I love you. Merry Christmas. Thank you. I love you.
Merry Christmas, Donnell. I love you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Give me a hand. Merry Christmas. Thank you for your words. Beautiful. Merry Christmas, Betty.
child. Oh, infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine. and we shine so bright.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright.
Wow. Look at what happens when we come together in clarity and consciousness and love and in light.
We are the light.
There's no stopping us.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I invite you to let this be something awakening in your life. To remember that light wherever you are, whatever's going on. That if you'll shine the light, everything is okay, no matter what. When we remember who we are, our lives blossom. Our lives achieve great outcomes. Our lives are healthy and whole. Because that's who we are. We're the light.
So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, let your light shine. Go out and take this light and just shoot it at everybody you see. And watch how they catch fire. And they start smiling and loving and laughing and being in their joy, because that is the truth of us. That is who we truly are. And when we get a brief glimpse to see it, we'll awaken to it. This is us.
Yes, it is.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Let's
Christmas.
stand and sing the peace song.